The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 50. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of real women producing extraordinary results by finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Get your free audiobook at our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Hello friend, welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan. And today I have a special guest all the way from Singapore, so you can imagine the time difference, right? It's amazing how, the internet can just connect us with the technology that's been created over the years. So, this lady is a speaker, right? She speaks everywhere in Singapore, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Karen Fu. So, Karen, how are you doing today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit about yourself to the listeners?
Yeah, thanks Sheena for having me today. I'm really grateful for that because you're doing so well for your podcast personally, and congratulations for that. Thanks. And so about my background, so I'm currently a speaker based in Singapore, and what I do is that I do a lot of motivational talks as well as workshops for working professionals who are 2 to 3 times my age. So basically I teach them how to trade the currency markets and also how to manage their psychology when they are trading, which is a very important part of the trading career so that you can become a successful trader. So that's what I do in Singapore currently. And currently I'm also studying full-time, so I'm not a full-time speaker. I'm also a student.
And I like how you said that you help them with the psychology, because I believe mindset is really important when it comes to just being successful. So I know a lot of people out there don't realize how important mindset is to succeed in anything, right? So I like how you incorporate that. And what's your cultural background?
I was born in Malaysia, so I'm not a Singaporean, in case you don't know. So I'm a Malaysian, and I was raised by a Cantonese family. And my mom is Hakka, my dad is Cantonese. So basically I also can speak Cantonese and Hakka, Mandarin, Malay, and English. So, and then I came to Singapore to pursue my undergraduate studies, and now I'm also currently training and studying at the same time. So yeah, that's all.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize you can speak so many languages.
It's not really language, but it's more of a dialect, so I don't think it's considered a language.
I think, I don't know, for me it's all a language. So,
okay.
But it's good. So what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My favorite self-confidence quote, I actually come across many of them, and it's really, really hard to pick. So I give myself my own self-confidence quote. And the quote that I always give myself is to believe in yourself, even if the whole entire world don't believe in you. And that's basically something that I came up with. Yeah, and that's the quote that it really lies deep inside my heart, because there's many times that in my journey to become a speaker, a lot of people won't believe in me because of where I came from, and also because of my age, and also sometimes because of my gender. So this is a quote that I strongly believe in. Yeah.
I like that. And, especially as Asian women too, right? I mean, it's more challenging to pursue our dreams because we've been told so many times to go to school, just get a job and get married, right?
Yes.
So when you're pursuing something that's outside that circle, I mean, you're going to face challenges, right? I mean, they're going to say, what are you doing? This is crazy. How could you be doing that? Like, who do you think is going to listen to you? So it's really important to do personal development and just surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So what would be, in your own words, what would be your definition of self-confidence?
My own definition of self-confidence, basically what I mentioned just now, which is to really have your own opinion, even if other people put a different kind of opinion on you. And that's really important because, as you mentioned, Asian women, we have a certain expectation that is given to us, which is to follow a certain path, is to get married, is to have a good education, have a good job, which none of them I followed. and obviously that would make my parents unhappy at times. But if they understand that this is what makes me happy, then they gradually accept it. So yeah, definitely is to believe in yourself, even if the whole entire world don't believe in you. And I write that everywhere, even in my emails, even in my Facebook, because I really believe in it. Yeah.
I like how you mentioned that your parents, is gradually accepting the things that you're doing, because I know there's a lot of Asian parents out there who just won't even accept the fact that, their kids want to do something different, right? Or go outside that realm. So it's really, a blessing, sometimes when we have parents that can support us, even if they don't understand what we're doing. Right?
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. So what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
My life before I discovered self-confidence, it was pretty bad, I can tell you that, because I wasn't born a confident person. I can tell you that because ever since the age of 4, kindergarten in fact, I can't really talk to people. Even if it comes to one-on-one conversations with strangers, it's really, really hard for me. And when I was 6 years old, I was bullied because I can't talk. And that's a really simple thing. And most people associate children with being really noisy and all that. But I was a cause for worry for my parents because I can't speak, I can't talk, I can't interact with people. So it is easy for me to get bullied because when people bully me, I can't stand up for myself. And all I can do is just sit down and just get bullied. And that's all I can do. So along the way, this bullying went on for 10 years. In fact, more than 10 years. Literally almost every day I was being bullied, being picked on for not being able to talk. And this includes my best friends, my teachers, my relatives, even my parents, surprisingly. So this went on for 10 years, and even at the age of 16, I was still being bullied. And when I was 16 years old, I got the last place in my class, which is, the placement when you did really bad in your studies.
Yeah.
So you'll be placed according to your grades, right? So I was placed almost in the last place, and this gives other people another reason to bully me for that. Oh, you can't study. You also can't play sports. And because surprisingly, when it comes to sports, I was also the last in my class. I was the most physically unfit. Because every single time when we had a jogging lesson, we had to jog a few rounds, and I was always the last place. And that wasn't really a good feeling, because I was bad not only in studies but also in sports and also in talking, something as simple as talking. So obviously I would fail in my oral test, English oral test, as well as Malay oral test, as well as Chinese oral test. So it was really, really bad. And then 2 years later, something tragic happened, which is my parents separated. And this really hit me in my confidence level, because I really thought that it was my fault for their separation. So my confidence level really tanked from there. I was around 18 years old, 19 years old. And then, interestingly, since the age of 6 years old, I made this resolution to speak out more, to be more friendly to people, to raise my hands in class. Every single year since the age of 6, I set this goal for myself. But it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen until the age of 19, which something changed my whole entire life. Yeah, so that was a whole entire journey that I had before I discovered own self-confidence. Yeah.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. And it's important sometimes, we have to bring these issues up, especially bullying, right? I mean, there's so many kids out there who get bullied every single day. And, it's amazing that you were able to endure such a long period. I mean, over 10 years, not most kids cannot even handle 1 or 2 years. So, it's great that you were able to, get over that hurdle. And you mentioned at 19, everything changed for you. What was that realization when you started to believe in yourself and just you said you had to stop all this bullying?
So at the age of 19, I came to Singapore, and then I thought to myself, you know what, I need to end all of these self-limiting beliefs that I have over the past half of my life. In fact, the whole of my life. So I was at a school CCA fiesta, where all the clubs, they try to recruit people. Okay, I was there one day during the first few days of the school. I was there and I picked up this brochure. And then on that piece of paper, it says this word that I don't really understand. It says Toastmasters. Okay, and my first impression was, why would you want to recruit people to learn how to bake, learn how to how to toast bread? Okay,
Yeah.
so have you heard of Toastmasters?
Yeah, I've heard of Toastmasters.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Toastmasters. So basically, after that, I found out that it's a public speaking club, and at the back of my mind, I was thinking, should I join this club or should I not join? I knew I wanted to join, but there's another voice that tells me, you know what, Karen, you are a quiet person, you can't really talk, so you shouldn't be joining this club because you can't talk. So I took 1 month to decide whether I want to join a club, and then in the end, I just joined it. So joining it is easy, I gotta tell you that, because I'm supposed to make my first speech. And then it took me another 6 months to decide, 6 months to decide whether I want to make my first speech, which is only 3 minutes long, which is not very long, okay. And yeah, so it took me very, very long to even decide on that. So I made my first speech. Obviously, it went really bad, because I was stumbling all over. I forgot my whole entire script. Even though I was holding a script, I can forget what I want to say, which is pretty interesting. So at the end, I stumbled a lot, and I just wanted to go home and just give up at that point of time. But then there's this lady who came up after my speech, and then she told me, Karen, that was a good speech. It wasn't great. Okay, she mentioned it was good only, but good to me is already a big achievement, because all along I can't speak, right? For a person who can't speak, and for somebody to tell me that it was a good speech, it's really something new to me. And that's one of the aha moments that made me feel that, maybe I really can finish a speech. Maybe I really can talk. Maybe I really can speak. So that changed my whole entire perception entirely. So that was the aha moment that I had.
Thank you for sharing that. And it's true, right? Sometimes it just takes one person to give you belief, right?
Yeah.
To just stare you straight in the eye and say, you know what, that was good, right? And especially from where you came from, not, saying a word, being bullied all the time, always so quiet. I mean, it's an achievement, right? But we're so hard on ourselves sometimes that we forget that, this is an achievement. We didn't fail. You got up there and spent, you got up there and spoke your speech for 3 minutes. I mean, that's an achievement, right? And we have to learn to celebrate every little success that we have. So, it's really great that you overcame that. And so what's your life like right now? I mean, after that whole discovery?
My life right now is pretty much, I'm still in Toastmasters, so I'm still going back and constantly practicing and constantly evaluating myself. And I'm very actively involved in being the judge of speech contests. So I'm regularly invited to be part of the panel judges for public speaking contests. And I joined this not to show how good I am, because I still have a lot to learn, and I don't feel that I'm a good speaker yet. But I become a judge so that I can learn from the perspective of a judge, so that the next time I join the next competition, I can become a better speaker. And yeah, that's all.
And then you speak now too, right? You said you're speaking for at events and stuff in Singapore?
Yeah, I do speak in seminars, as well as public conferences, as well as expos. So there are different scales of events. Sometimes I organize my own, sometimes others will invite me to speak.
That's amazing, coming from someone who wouldn't say a word to just being able to speak. It just shows that anything's possible. So I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy that you were able to get over that. So Karen, to the woman who's listening to your story, right? She might be in the same situation as you, and she wants to start doing her own things, right? But she still doesn't have that confidence to do it. What would be that one tip you would give to her in her own journey to self-confidence?
One tip I would give is based on my favorite quote again, and that would be to not let other people define who you are. Because since the young age, we are always told by other people that we are not smart, that we're not pretty, that we're not this, not that, that we tend to believe other people's opinion. Although we know that we deserve something, although we know that we are special, although we know that we are unique, but because of what other people say, we tend to forget that very, very easily. And it's very important for you to stay firm with who you are and look yourself into the mirror every single morning and tell that person in the mirror that you are special and that you are unique and that nobody can define who you are. So whatever other people say about you is going to be secondary. You are unique just the way you are, and that's what makes you special. Nobody else can walk the way you walk. Nobody else can talk the way you talk. Nobody else can carry yourself the way you carry yourself.
That's great advice. And I love how you said, you look in the mirror and say you are unique, you're special, you're more than enough. And sometimes we have to do that. I know at first it may seem a little uncomfortable because it's something new, but the more you do it, the more you can start believing in yourself. So thanks for that. And Karen, if the listeners want to get to know a little bit more about what you do, just, a little bit more about your life, is there any social media profiles we can connect with or any website?
Social media profile, basically, you can just go ahead and add me on Facebook. It would be Karen Fu. And if we do have mutual friends, the first picture that pops up would be me. So, otherwise, they can just contact Sheena and then she'll direct you to my profile, hopefully.
Yes, of course. So to the listeners out there, just head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Karen's name. Our show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just really want to thank Karen for sharing her story, sharing her journey with us. So, Karen, thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you.
Tune in for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us at the Tao of Self-Confidence. Head over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com for full recaps of every show, our amazing blog articles and resources, and just plain fun. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. So start today.